Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Lois, and welcome back to Stoneblock 3. In the last episode, we got started in our mineshaft intersection base. Didn't do too much. We got some supplies. We got our sapling and some wood, lit up the place. And at this point, we need to make a millstone in order to get iron so that we can get other things. Now, I thought that I was going to have to dig a staircase downwards because the way this world is, we are in a layer of stone, and then above us and below us there's a layer of andesite, and above and below that, respectively, there is a layer of deep slate. However, you might have noticed just standing right here, there are some pieces of andesite lying around, and so we're just going to use that. We don't need much. We'll dig a staircase later because we will eventually need to go down, but hey, we got a stick. There are random events that happen. It is not Groot. Since it's not Groot, let's go ahead and use it to make some more torches. So I went ahead and lit up this area, and we can go ahead and jump up here so that we can get some stuff. So there is a good amount of andesite up here, and so we're gonna get a little bit. I have already looked at andesite. Unfortunately, that quest was completed, but we just need a little bit. I actually don't know how much, but there's a good bit up here for now. We will go mine out a bunch more. Create uses andesite pretty heavily, so we will eventually need a lot of it, but that's something we'll get to. Let's see, other things that happened. I killed a bunch of mobs, and I managed to get the mob soul that dropped, and so we have that quest completed as well. So let's take a look at the quest book and see what we have. Wow, there's a lot of stuff that came around. Let's get rid of all this stuff right now. So we have mob soul. We're gonna get a random reward, redstone upgrade. What is that too? Functional storage. All right, not something I really care about, I'll be honest. We got andesite, cool, and we've looked at andesite, so we're almost done with this. Stone dungeons and spawner dungeons, nether dungeons, and in cities. All right, so sounds like there's some cool stuff that we'll get to eventually, but let's see what else we can get into. So there's passive chicken stick. You know that I'm gonna make all the chicken stuff. I like chickens. I like mystical agriculture, or whatever it's called nowadays. It's changed like 3 times. It used to be called, I don't even remember. But anything that gives us passive resources. Mob grinding. Donate 100 levels, and I'll give you some loot. Oh, cool. That's actually really cool. We'll see if the loot's any good. And then we're going to need to get into Britannia. That should not be too difficult to do. And then eventually we make record fragments. I could actually go ahead and do that. And making the ultimate stuff. So the infinity armor and whatnot. But we got to start at the grindstone. So let's go ahead and make the grindstone. Or millstone. Apologies. So we need polished andesite, stone, and wood, plus a cogwheel, which is more polished andesite. So we're going to need some polished andesite in general. And we are going to need, let's see, that is just polished andesite, or shafts, which is andesite alloy, which we can make later. So we got to do with buttons for now. That's not terrible. Let's see, the hand crank requires a stone rod. Okay, so we just need 1 piece of stone, and actually we can just use polished andesite. So let's dump off some of this stuff, and we need 8 buttons to make. We're gonna need twice this, I do believe. So let's make 2 cogwheels. One of those cogwheels we need for the millstone, where we need some planks. And we should be able to make that. We can make 2 of them. We only need to make 1. And then we're going to need a hand crank. And that is pretty easy. So there is the quest for the millstone. And eventually we will be able to do things a little bit easier. But, ooh, chocolate cake. That's actually really, really good. Is this a place on the ground? It is. Because we need food. Food is kind of something bad, but what I want to do, kind of my plan, is I want to get to water. I want to get some water first, so that we can make a little bit of a farm area and start growing crops and whatnot. And once we have that, then we can worry about other things. So, in order to get iron, we need to mill gravel. It has a chance of giving us iron, zinc, and coal. Encased fans use rotational current to create an air. Use rotational force to create an air current. The air current passes through certain blocks like water or lava. Then the air current can be used as a crafting mechanic. You can wash items or you can blast them, similar to cooking them in a blast furnace. So, what's the use of that for us? I mean, obviously you can do a lot of things. It looks like you can get many resources from washing gravel, sand, dust, and soul sand. Okay. And then a crushing wheel is how we get other things. Crushing gravel. Eventually we might want this so that we don't have certain people coming and visiting us. So let's go ahead and get the millstone set up. So I've never, like I said in the first episode, I've never really played with Create. It is on my to-do list, and I figure this is going to be a perfect chance to do create things. And so I'm going to be really bad at it at first, but we'll get there, and I'll figure things out. So let's grab some gravel. I have some compressed gravel. Question, can we make this a dripper? That's probably something once we get, yeah, the dripper. Drips fluid onto a block or turn it into something else. Okay. I'll have to see how that works, but for now we can grab some gravel. Alright. So, do we drop it? And then we mill it and we get some zinc. Okay. I want to ponder the millstone because I am still learning. We are going to ponder. So processing items. So millstones process items by grinding them. They can be powered from the side using cogwheels, obviously. Throw or insert items into the top. After some time, results can be obtained by right-clicking. Alright, so exactly what we did. We could also use conveyor belts to extract automatically. So can we throw multiple things in here? Yes, but I do wish that there was a little bit of indication when it was all done. But I guess we can just sit here and hold this for a second. And when the sound's done, we get some coal, we got some iron. And it does appear that we can just throw these in. We can throw a lot in and not have to worry about it. It probably just takes more processing time, which is kind of nice. It is going to take hunger, but we have some iron now. And then we can get some more stuff. We got a chainmail chest plate. You know what? We're going to put that on. Okay, so I want to get water. We need a cauldron for water, which means we need 7 iron. We also need... Hold right click while looking at stone to create lava. A fire... You can make lava by using the... Okay. Interesting. Let's eat some more cake. And at this point, I need more iron. That is kind of the big thing. Let's put down a bunch of cake so I can eat it later. And so I guess what we need to do is stack up a bunch of cobblestone and just start creating a bunch of gravel. Luckily, it is the first option for the hammer, so it's not too bad. But let's just do this. I will keep you guys here for a second, but only if I get some more iron pretty quickly. Alright, so how many can we put in here? There's 8. There's a bunch. Okay. So I don't know if it affects things. I might look into that, but it definitely seems like it just takes longer. So I'm guessing it is a processing time, not a limit on anything else. We could probably put full stacks in at a time. Yeah, this is definitely taking longer than just throwing in a couple. But that's fine. Honestly, I'll take that. If it was limited on anything else. Alright, so that is all the stuff. And we do get some sand occasionally, but we have 9 iron. So let's smelt up a little bit of iron. And we're going to need 10 actually. So let's just throw in that many. And hopefully we get some more iron. Because we need 3 more iron for a bucket. Once we get a little bit of stuff, then we can make infinite water and all that kind of stuff. We should be able to make infinite water at least. But we just need the cauldron so that we can make the first bit of water and a bucket to be able to do things with it. And then eventually we will be able to make a cobblestone generator, which is awesome as well. So let's do this. Alright, while we're waiting on all that, let's go ahead and look into the Tinker's Tool stuff. So this should just be wood. We need patterns. It is just wood. So let's get some more trees. Perfect. Because this is going to give us more saplings, which is also pretty important. Because that's how we're going to be making water. And let's go ahead and get like 4. Let's do something like that. So there's a bunch of patterns. We'll make this thing for when we have the buckets. We are going to need 2 buckets. So let's get the cauldron. And once we have a little bit more iron, we'll get the other thing as well. So to make water, we need entity melting. What can we melt? Drowns give you water and snowmen. Obviously snowmen. So the cauldron. So it looks like saplings or leaves. We could use leaves, but that requires us to make... Oh, it's just 3. Perfect. That's actually really convenient. Alright, so let's get 2 buckets. the first one. And then 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Don't use all your saplings. And now the question, the actual important question. I think for right now, let's put a torch here, and we'll just do a little bit of a farm here. So if we put water there, infinite source, perfect. And then let's find some place that's kind of, you know, in the middle. And we just hold this. Oh, wow. That just makes lava. Okay. Let's fill that back in. Okay. So we have lava and we have water. We get... All right. Well, that makes things easy. We got a cobblegen tier 1 for that reward, which completes this one. So we can then make a singularity tank, or get a singularity tank. That is actually kind of nice. We're going to put one down right here, and we're going to put some lava in it because apparently we don't need that anymore. And I don't need 2 buckets. Okay, so we got the cobblestone generator. How we were supposed to make that, for the record, is just some... Oh, that's awful. Compressed stone, and then if we want to make it tier 2, we need seared stone, which is actually not difficult to get. Usually, can we make it? We can make it from grout, but can we make it from the old classic? No, we can't. Okay, so Tinker's Construct is different than what I'm used to in this mod pack. But let's get the water. That gives us an add-on range. What is that from? Industrial foregoing. Cool. So that is in this mod pack as well. That's neat. Let's grab the rest of... We don't have any more iron. We have 1 piece of iron currently. So I guess the question is... Oh boy, there's a lot of stuff that just popped up. Miscellaneous. Okay. There is a lot of things to look at. Storage. There's a lot of things to look at. Okay, functional storage. Can we make a drawer? Yes, that is just... Oops. Didn't mean to put you down there. So it is just 4 logs. We will... Nope. Balance. There we go. There is an oak drawer. Perfect. So let's figure out where we're going to put this. Cobblestone generators, I believe, push to an inventory above. Okay. So we are going to do one of these. And then this will just start producing cobblestone for us infinitely until the drawer fills up. So that's what, 2048? I believe, cobblestone. And that's important because we can then use that to make other stuff. If we want to make gravel, what is a good way? We could eventually get crushers. But I think hammering is the only real way right now. We could do that on a cutting board. Okay, that's kind of weird. So yeah, we're going to have to hammer. We can compress cobblestone. That's going to be probably what I do. How difficult would it be to make a compacting drawer? Now, I believe that is another quest, like the other part of this quest. Yes, it is a compacting drawer. Requires a drawer, stone. We need pistons and we need redstone. Redstone we get from washing dust, which we could probably do here soon. But I'm not quite ready to do that. So that'll be an eventual. Drippers can be used to make, I mean, we can make, loot bee. Right up there. All right, let's go get the loot bee. Let's try to get the loot bee. Y11, we actually have a pickaxe this time. So come here, bee. I want the loot. So how do I get the loot? Oh, you're just giving me the loot. We got some gold, an egg, another egg, and now it's gone. Alright, cool. That was actually really useful. The gold is nice. The eggs are surprisingly useful. I don't know if we can turn this into an egg that is a little bit... What are all these? Okay, there's a bunch of cakes from Tinkers now. So before we get too distracted, let's go ahead and make the part builder that is planks and more planks. Alright, so we're going to need like this. So there is the part builder and the Tinker Station. And cool. So Tinker Station can make basic module tools using parts in part builder. Did they combine all of the other stations into one? It seems that way. So we put a pattern, we can get all the patterns. Craft a part, simply put a blank pattern on the left and select the part you want, remaining slot. Alright, and then the Tinker Station. Yeah, it is literally everything now. Cool. So there's no stencil station, there's no stencil table, whatever. Cool. That is nice and easy. A little bit more simplified. Ender chest. We have 2 ender chests now. That is nice. Okay, so we have a lot of things. We need to kind of focus. So soul sand, we can get soul sand by combining sand, a mob soul, and some water in a mixer. After your first, you can make more by bulk haunting with a fan. So let's start looking at some of the stuff that we can do. So soul sand, I said bulk haunting, so we need soul fire, and then we just throw sand in and perfect. Okay, that is nice and easy. We need to make the dripper. Actually, let's just go ahead and make that, because that is just sticks, a slab, and a button. So something like this. Cool. Don't know how useful that's gonna be, but it gave us magma. Really, it gave us power stuff. Magmator. It's a generator that uses magma, and that is a power quest. And we'll get a feral flare lantern, which is a quest, and ender air bottles. Okay. So, bunch of stuff that most of it I don't need. These are kind of cool because they put invisible lights everywhere. Lights up areas. Might end up using that eventually. The power generator is fantastic. Okay. So, I have a lot of things that I need to kind of look into. We need to make the melter, which requires seared bricks, which requires grout, which requires clay, which we can get from bulk washing. So we need the fan. That is kind of what I am getting at. And that's going to require iron sheets. Okay. So we're going to need a lot of things. At this point, I think what we need to do is step back, figure out what all I need to make and do, and then go from there. So I think I'm going to go ahead and call the episode here. I'm going to get a little bit of a farm started so that we can get some food. And then we'll also start looking at making, I think I'm going to try to grind up more stuff. How far are we from, okay, let's take a look real quick. Create a water wheel. Requires planks and a shaft. I think we can do that. So I think what we're going to do is next time, I'm going to clear out a room. I'm going to clear out the quote-unquote create room, which is going to get very large very quickly. If my knowledge of what create entails is anywhere close to accurate. We're going to need a lot of space. And I think what I want to do is I think I want to get some rotational energy that I don't have to manufacture myself and start looking at getting various things together so that we can start some basic automation. One thing that I know we're going to need, a press would be nice. That's going to require a lot of iron. But a wrench would be really good. That's going to require gold. That we'll have to wait a little bit on. But kind of the big thing that I want to do is get, I think they're just called conveyor belts. No, I don't know. Again, I don't play with Create. I've never really messed around with Create. I do know a little bit about it. Mechanical belts, which require dried kelp, which requires kelp, obviously, and we can get that from sand. Okay, so I think that's going to be the plan. I'm going to try to get some kelp. We're going to get some farms started, and I'm going to build a decently sized room so that we can start looking into doing some basic automation with Create. And kind of the big thing is automating the millstone and getting the fans together. So there is our kelp. And we got some cactus. That is nice. Put that in there for now. Kelp doesn't have to grow on sand, but I'm going to do that anyways. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to put a piece of sand here. We'll put, I can't put kelp down because there's no water. Let's see, can we get, we're going to do some old school kind of cheese. We're going to get some signs. We're going to do something like this. Then we're going to put signs here. Let's get one more set. And we're just going to make a pretty basic kelp farm. So we just do this and this. And then we can put water. Like so. Can we place the kelp now? I can never remember. I know it needs... It does not need. It's bubble columns that need blocks of water above it. So we can do that, and then we can grab... I don't have any more bones, but if I had some more bones, we could grow that, and it would turn all of this into standing water. But this will eventually grow. We can harvest kelp, and it'll be great. So I am going to do a little bit of digging and work in general. And the next time, hopefully, we will have enough things together so that we can start getting pretty heavily into Create. And that is the idea. That is the plan. I want to make a water wheel so that we can millstone things a little bit easier and make things nice. So I'm going to grow some crops. And we will come back next time and hopefully get some good things going. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!